important with that process is that sometimes we don't have the resources, the tools, and the frame of mind to actually ask ourselves all of those questions and know that you're actually going to get the right answers and the right results. And you also often don't have the accountability to move forward. And coaching really helps, because a coach can come in and a coach can help you see things from a new perspective. They can help you identify areas where you possibly are finding blockages. They can come in and they can help you with the tools. One of the biggest things they can help you with is that you can have a space where an environment is created for you to be able to share and to basically unload all of the different things. And it's a relationship like really no other, because I can't even liken it to a friendship, because in a lot of ways a friendship is like, Steve, I talk to you and I say, hey, how's it going? And if we're sitting over and having a coffee, you say, hey, I'm doing good. How are you doing? We talk about the weather. We talk about the sports. You don't want to talk too much about that because there's an obligation for you to actually include me. And that's just how friendships are in a lot of ways. And sometimes it's like, hey, let's go catch a movie, and you watch a movie, and then later on you chat for 15 minutes about the essential things you need to talk about. And that's friendship. Now, that's great. But do you really get to the core of what really matters in the conversation, or really can help you start moving forward? Oftentimes the answer is no. And a coach can really help you get over those areas of blocks so that you can start to live in passion and identify what's passionate about you. So don't necessarily stop what you're doing. Don't necessarily quit your job. Look at yourself first and seek a coach. So can you give an example, like with coaching, like with what you've experienced with the power of coaching in your life?
I sure can, absolutely, Scott. Because last spring, I had a lot of things going on in my life, as I always do. And I had this book project, which was, I had it typed in my computer. I had a file there called Book Project.
Yeah.
But I didn't have much else going on. But I had a whole bunch of stuff that was all over the place that I had written. But my thing was, I don't have the time. So I sat down with you for a couple sessions, and one of the things that came out of it, and there's other things too, but the key thing that came out of it was Scott had suggested that I do some delegating. And at first it was like, I'm not going to, how am I going to delegate? I'm not going to go hiring staff to do this and sort of thing. But because you said it, something clicked. My daughter, who was homeschooling at the time and was finishing up for summer holidays, was basically wandering around the house with nothing to do, with immense computer skills. Very literate teenage daughter. And I asked her, I said, Carissa, would you like to edit this book of mine that's coming up, put it together and do something with it? And she said yes, she would. And within a few weeks, she had a manuscript not only put together, but in the mail to me. She did a lulu.com online publishing, and this book was returned complete. And she put this together. The typesetting, the layout, the cover, the whole works, and did all of the. I had gone online, even just figuring out how to do the online publishing.
Sure, yeah.
I didn't have time for it. Well, at least I would have to put something else on hold. But because of that alone was worth the value of a couple of coaching sessions. That one thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
And Scott was able to say things to me that nobody else would say say those things to me, because like friends wouldn't. But you said them because you could see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A good coach is willing to stand in your corner, to back you when you feel weak and pick you up when you feel like you need to actually have somebody to pick you up.
Yeah.
And a good coach is somebody who's also going to recognize areas where you need to say, okay, I need a kick in the pants, or I need to move forward, and keep you accountable to those things. Because in some ways, if you don't have that, you're going to stay stuck. Or you're going to stay unmotivated, or you're not going to accomplish or live your dream. And get past those things so you can totally live in that freedom and live in that passion.
Well, this wouldn't have been done yet.
Yeah.
For me, that's a real tangible that I can throw out there as something obvious. That it's not something in my head or whatever. I can hold that up and say, the reason this is here is because I talked to Scott. largely.
I didn't tell him to say that.
Yeah.
That was spontaneous.
Yeah, it was spontaneous. I didn't even think of it ahead of time, but it's true. Yeah.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, buddy. I'm proud of you. I'm
Yeah.
proud of you.
Thanks.
Yeah.